everyone, it's Gina from Orchid and Opal.com, and I'm back today with the much anticipated May/June 2021 bargain bead box. So there was a little bit of a hiccup in the supply chain last month for them to get the May subscription out, which hasn't happened in the 3 years that I have been subscribed to them, minus maybe a couple times there have been some shipping delays, but overall they are rock stars about getting their subscription out, and they are not charging anybody for a June subscription at this point prior to getting your next package. But they've been great about communicating that via email. They've sent out several updates along the way, so I'm sure a lot of us have appreciated that. But it's here now, and that's all that matters. So before we get into it, I have a coupon code. It's Opal2 if you'd like to save $2 off your first month, making it only $15.95 shipped to your door if you're in the US. They do ship internationally. You just have to pay for those shipping costs. But it's an amazing deal, especially in the US, to get all these contents, glass beads, gemstone beads, coordinating findings shipped to your door. And the theme changes each and every month, so I have no idea what's inside, but I am very excited to open this up, so let's do it. All right, so everything is in our tissue paper bundle. Let's take a look at what our monthly theme is. All right, so our theme is called Navigator. It says we're going to have some lapis lazuli. It says agate also stars in this nautical inspired collection. We're going to have silver tone findings, sparkling crystals, and handmade porcelain beads to complete the collection. And of course, they appreciate our patience as they work through some delays with customs and factory. But again, it's here now, and hopefully everything will be back on track as normal. There's also a coupon code that you can use at their sister site for 30% off. I just shared that yesterday. Some of the items I picked up from beadboxbargains.com, so that's another great perk of this subscription, is that you get that monthly coupon. And then, of course, there is also a monthly contest. If you make jewelry from the contents of your subscription, you can submit a photo to their email or Facebook and enter a random drawing for credit to their sister site. So Navigator is our theme. Bringing back our bundle. All right, so everything is in our organza bag here. It is full of, I believe, 19 different bags that look like the list says, which we'll take a look at. And bringing back the list of contents, here we go. So 19 different items, a lot of things to go through. I'm going to get organized and we'll take a look at everything one at a time. All right, let's dive right in with number 1, which is a bag containing a 40-piece strand of 6x4mm crystal rondelle beads in opaque red. So here is our first strand of beads. We have these sparkly, deep red, berry-like rondelle beads. They are going to provide an accent for some of our blue and silver and white to go along with this particular theme. Our bag number 2, this is where we're bringing in some of that lapis they were talking about. So we have a 7.5-inch strand of 6mm lapis lazuli round gemstone beads. Just beautiful. One of my favorite semi-precious stones to work with, just because that color is so vibrant. The blue, and you also get some of those earthy tones, the gray and the taupe, and a little bit of white mixed in there. We have our deep blue ocean water color for our Navigator theme, and you just can't beat getting gemstone beads in a $17.95 a month box. That's awesome. Our bag number 3 contains even more beads. We have 30 pieces of 6mm English cut crystal round beads in marine blue. So at first I thought these were some bicones, but now looking closer, I see that they are English cuts. Aren't they fun? So it's kind of like getting bicones, but they're just a little bit different. They're cut differently, as you can see. They have the facets on them though, so they provide that sparkly crystal-like effect, which is a nice balance when you're trying to combine your metal components and your gemstone beads and different sorts of textures and finishes. And as you can see, these have that beautiful blue and smoky gray combination, that blue being just a little bit metallic as I move it under the light. You can see the light reflecting off beautifully. Now this next bag says number 20, but it's actually number 4, and they have corrected that on the list. So this is a 16-inch strand of 3.5 by 2 millimeter crystal rondelle beads in the color indigo. Gorgeous shade of navy blue, still a little bit sparkly, and these are a smaller size. So another thing I appreciate about bargain bead boxes is that they are great about sending different size beads, which makes this box a dream to work with when you are trying to put together new pieces, because not everything is the same size. You get a lot of variation, not only in the colors, but also in different types of things to put together, but that coordinate well. So these are in a deeper shade of blue than we've seen so far and will be a beautiful accent. And then in bag number 5, we're bringing in some of our findings. So we have 24 pieces of 40 millimeter brass ball head pins, as you can see. So I don't need to take these out because we know what head pins are and what they look like. And I love the fact that we're getting some of these ball head pins in. That ball looks like a little bead when you put those to use, whether you're using these in earrings or creating a beaded charm bracelet or whatever you're doing with your ball head pins. They give that a nice finished look as opposed to using something with a loop or that flattened edge at the end. Then next up we have bag number 6, and this contains a 10-piece strand of 8 millimeter cathedral style crystal round beads in red and silver. So a little bit more red. These are more of a corally, brighter red than the rondelles that we saw in bag number 1. And these are absolutely stunning. That silver on the edges is very shiny. It's chrome-like. And the tone and texture of that red glass that's faceted in between that chrome-like silver is in really good shape. It almost makes these seem like some type of a gemstone capped with bead caps. Really impressed with the quality of these beads, and so far we haven't seen everything yet, but I'm starting to get a more masculine vibe out of some of the contents here. Like, I could definitely see this as being a really good opportunity to make some more masculine style jewelry, maybe for a man in your life. We're continuing with more beads. In bag number 7, we have some 8 by 6 millimeter crystal rondelles in jade white. There's 30 pieces in the bag, and I think it's a great neutral to go along with our red and blue tones. So here are these rondelles out of that bag, the classic rondelle shape in a milky white with just that subtle shine and glimmer from the facets. Continuing with more of our findings, we have bag number 8 containing 3 sets of 30 millimeter banded toggle clasps. So here's a close-up look at these. They are double-sided and pretty simple or minimal, which could be good, especially if you might want to make something more masculine, because then you don't have to worry about something being too frilly or frou-frou, if you will. And these, of course, match our silver tones that we have going on, and we will see more of course. Bag number 9 we have contains 5 pieces of 11 to 12 millimeter handmade porcelain corrugated melon beads. And here we go. So these are pretty cool, and they have a larger hole, so you could string these onto maybe some type of a cord, or if you're into macrame. Again, another item that could potentially have a more masculine feel if you wanted to use it that way. That all depends on how you put things together. These have kind of a charcoal gray look to them overall, and you can see those subtle stripes that give the outside of these beads that extra bit of texture. Then in bag number 10, we have 1 meter of 3 millimeter steel Rollo jewelry chain. Here's an idea of what this chain looks like up close. Again, our matching silver tone and those open Rollo links that you can do so much with, and that will be very handy when you're putting things together, especially if you want to try to put things together directly from the contents. To go along with our Navigator theme here, we have bag number 11, which contains 4 pieces of 23 by 19 millimeter ship's helms charms. Very appropriate for our theme. These would look great next to a clasp, adding a little bit more embellishment and a little bit more of a nautical feel. These have a solid weight to them and are double-sided. They're exactly the same on the front and the back. Then in our bag number 12, we have 30 pieces of 5 by 4 millimeter rope accent barrel spacer beads. So again, something that's kind of nautical, and they have that larger hole. I don't have to take these out. We know what the metallic spacer beads are like, and you can really get a good feel for that rope design that is inside of this package. These would be another great accent if you wanted to use some cord or even string directly onto chain. And I think it's great that they thought about including something like this with a larger hole, especially if you're going in that route of maybe using leather cord or something more minimal this time around. Next up is bag number 13, which contains 4 pieces of 34 by 27 millimeter rope accent chandelier findings. So we have 4 pieces in there that look to be full of possibilities. I like the fact that these are chandelier findings, but they're also kind of more minimal and have a subtle rope-like effect to them, which goes along with the theme. The themes every month, like I was saying, are so different. So this one is a totally different feel than, say, last month and what will be going on next month. And I think that's what makes it so fun, is you can stretch yourself creatively. And also, if one month's theme isn't as appealing to you personally, you can always make gifts for other people or possibly things that other people will want to buy. So I never mind getting items that are out of my comfort zone anymore, or maybe out of my personal palette. Not that I'm saying that these are, and not to go off on a tangent, but back to these. So these are the same on both sides and offer a lot of possibilities with all those different loops, and of course the opening that we have in the center there. You could use these in a multitude of ways, not just as earring findings, but as multi-strand necklace or bracelet connectors, as a pendant, so you can really get creative if you want to with something like that. And then we have bag number 14. This contains a 26 by 59 millimeter curved chandelier focal. So here we have another item with lots of different connection points. You could definitely make some type of beautiful beaded necklace with this. You could use this with wire and go as crazy or as simple as you want. But this is obviously one of the focals that they have included in our subscription this month. We usually have a couple different focals to work with. Back to more beads, we have bag number 15 containing a 7-inch strand of 8 millimeter crackle agate round beads. They are dyed and heat treated to give us that marine blue color that you can see. So here's some more blue added to this month's theme, and all of the shades in these beads are a little bit different depending on how much dye the stones grab. So we have some that are very, very pale and going into different shades of that teal or cerulean blue and into some more deeper tones, and also some striations of black or perhaps such a deep blue it looks black that settles into the crackle agate. And then in bag number 16, it looks like we have another focal. This is it says approximately 40 millimeter lapis lazuli point pendant. So here we have some more lapis to go along with some of our other lapis beads, this time in the form of the point pendant. I think this is another one of those items that you could make a little bit more masculine if you wanted to, or feminine depending on how you use it, so something to think about. And you can see it matches the silver tone of our findings, and we have a loop there at the top that you could use to connect this to your work. And also think about the fact that you could even cover up that top with some other type of wire work if you wanted to, and make it look even more personalized. Bag number 17 contains 20 pieces of 8 millimeter rope edged bead caps. So here's our handful of those. Another practical item we have to go along with our findings, and another type of item that you can expect to get pretty much every month with the bargain bead box is coordinating bead caps like this. And we can appreciate that rope edge detail that goes along with our nautical theme. And then we have a very fun item. This is bag number 18, containing a 21 by 16 millimeter real working brass compass with rhinestone trim. That is definitely different and fun. And look at that, it actually does work. That is amazing. So rhinestone trim aside, I think this is still one of those items that you could have fun playing around with and make it a little bit more masculine if you wanted to. The rhinestones, of course, when you look at it like this in the video, way up close in your face, they look so much bigger, but this is actually a pretty small piece. So if this were sitting away, it wouldn't be as noticeable. And again, depending on what you do with it, you could have a lot of fun with this item. It's definitely something I would not have picked out, but that is the fun to me of subscription boxes, because who knows what'll come out of something like this. So we have this with the 2 links on either side, which will allow you to easily add this component to your work. And I don't know, I might have to make something just for me with this one. And then to wrap it all up, we have bag number 19, containing a 10-piece strand of 10 millimeter Z-style agate round beads. I love the wavy stripe that these have. So these are adding in some more neutral with that white. Parts of the bead are opaque, parts let a little bit of light through, as you can see. And they add another great element to finish off this month's theme. So that is everything for our May/June 2021 bargain bead box with the Navigator theme. I think that is really fun and different what they have put together for us this month. Certainly different than any month that I have seen so far, with this color palette and the findings to go along with it. Such an amazing value at $17.95 a month. And then if you want to use that coupon code, if you are new to the subscription, definitely use Opal2 to save $2 off your first month, making it only $15.95, shipped right to your door, and they should be right back on track for July, in which case you'd get your next shipment typically within the first couple weeks of the month. You can check for that link right down below. It'll lead you right to their sign-up page. Sign-ups are limited, so hopefully they have some spots available for the next go-around. I think they did a great job once again thinking outside of the box, bringing us a new color palette, coordinating findings. We have focals, gemstone beads, glass beads, ceramic, and it'll be a lot of fun playing with something different like this and seeing what different pieces we can all come up with, which of course I look forward to sharing in the next few weeks. A huge thank you to you all for being with me for this unboxing. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, so feel free to leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I love bringing you these boxes up close so you can get a good idea of which boxes are right for you. While you're there, definitely hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when I'm up to more beading fun. And of course, I'd love to have you back. I will see you all again real soon. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.